Alright, I want to go over something that could be potentially confusing, and I want to show you how to get there pretty quickly. So I'm just scoping this injector to get a number 1 sync. The problem is, this is an idle capture at 800 RPMs. So the problem with this is, if we measure across 4 events and then have our 5th one marked, so we've got 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever the firing order is, and then back to 1. If we do that, and we look at our RPM scale here, it says 400. Well, I know this idles at 800 RPMs, so let's move our marker back to half that, which is about 3 events. If we go right to the beginning of that, now we look, we're at 800 RPM. So I know this is 2 full revolutions or 1 full working cycle. And if we wanted to look at that in frequency, we could just double click on this, and we know that's half of our frequency of our crankshaft, which in this case would be a little over 13 hertz and 800 RPMs. So that's how we can quickly determine what a reasonable sync is, even if we're having extra pulses like we do on this, because I know this is idling at 800 RPMs. If I could use that, I could use that time base to determine where my sync is, so that way I can continue on without being confused by this extra pulse here, which is a function of the way these injectors work. I'm not going to get into that today, but this is the idea that you can find it pretty quickly using the MT Pro software, because it's got RPM right out here, and it moves. Every time you just move something, you can see our RPMs changes based on where our markers are at. So if we highlight a full working cycle, we can look at our RPMs and go, okay, we know this is idling at 800 RPMs, that's a full working cycle. Now I can either set my scope up for a little tighter window. I know what my sample rate needs to be based on the frequency here. So I have a video out there showing how to optimize that based on your measured frequency of the signal you want to see. If you want to see really in-depth parts of the frequency, the signal like here, you may need a much higher sample rate. But in this case, we just want to be able to compare full working cycles, so we know a 500 millisecond window, or even I prefer a 200 millisecond window, works really nice to be able to see a full working cycle to catch intermittent misfires and whatnot. So thanks for watching.